everybody, and welcome back to another AGP Creator Podcast. As always, I am the host. My name is Amanda. And before we get started, because this is going to be a festive one, to say the least. But before we get started, big shout out to, of course, the sponsors that make AGP possible. So, of course, to the Gym City Comic Con, a comic-centric show that is in Dayton, Ohio. They normally have their show at the Dayton Convention Center between March and April. To the Champion City Comic Con, they have their show in Springfield, Ohio, normally in October or November. To UVN, the Underground Video Network, their podcast, We Talk Too Much, and all of their amazing videos that have been taken from everywhere around the tri-state area of Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. To Hazard Productions, and independent comic creators. They have comics for everybody, for kids, for adults, for in between, you name it, they have it. Plus, an amazing artist. You really need to check out some of his amazing artwork. Also to Sean Forney Illustration, their independent comic, Scarlet Huntress, and of course, all the amazing artwork and comics that they do. And check both out. Hazard Productions and Sean Forney Illustration for the Thursday night throwdown, Friday night draw that always happens at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for this weekend because of the holiday. But they'll be back starting next week, and make sure that you check them out over on Facebook. They also stream on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Facebook. They do everything on the Hazard Production sites for Thursday, and they do it all on the Sean Forney sites for Friday. So make sure that you check them out. Now, without further ado, we have to say happy holidays to my friend Ryan Haack, who doesn't know how to spell hawk.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for reaching out.
Of course.
The fact that you're like, hey, I saw this with my buddy. Oh, yeah, okay, I got you. Look at you. You're even wearing a little festive sweater. Yeah. It's not even Christmas yet.
I know, but I mean, it's the day after. You have to do it.
I can't say anything. I've had a tree up since right after Halloween, so so I have the lights up here, but every room gets decorated. So the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, the bedroom, every room gets decorated for the holidays. And all my certain collectibles come down so their holiday versions can come up. So it takes about 5 to 6 weeks. So yeah, as soon as I'm pulling down Halloween, I'm putting up Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way it should be.
Just stop trying to make Christmas before Halloween, people. Come on, let me at least have Halloween. Can I get through that?
Yeah, exactly. No, Christmas before Halloween, it's not good. But if it's directly after, that's okay.
Well, yeah. And even if you put up a little bit of Christmas decorations for Thanksgiving, I understand too. I mean, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade ends with Santa Claus, and they always say that's the start of the holiday season.
Right, they do. Yeah.
So,
right.
Which, oh my God, did you get to see any of it this year?
A little bit. Yeah, I saw some of the beginning.
So weird not seeing people on the street. I'm like,
it's weird. Yeah.
And I commend the city of New York by saying no. I commend them so congratulations, because I know that had to be a very difficult decision, because that's a lot of people's yearly tradition.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, I mean, it's cool how they were able to do it, though. I think it's so nice that they were able to make it happen in some capacity.
Right. I love the fact that they're like, we're probably not going to have people carrying the balloons, so we're going to tie them to the cars. I was like, people can't even control those things. How are you going to get the balloons to work with a car?
Right. Someone showed me a video of some of the balloons popping, and I've never seen them before, like Barney popping a long time ago, or it's tragic. They look like dying. It's so sad. Like when they just pop or explode right in the middle of the parade. It's very sad.
But you have to give it to all the people who are performing and all the people that were there, because they're just waving at nobody. Hi, how's it going? Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Even Santa's like, ho, ho, ho. There ain't nobody there, dude.
Yeah, there's no one there. Yeah, on 34th Street. Yeah, nobody.
Which is so weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And of course, one of the reasons why I like talking holidays with you is because you're a holiday person.
That's true. Yeah, very much.
So I know that the comic BRIC-A-BRAC, which BRIC-A-BRAC, is that like another way of saying like knickknacks?
Sort of. It's kind of the idea that it's kind of like putting together all these Christmas ideas, like putting together a lot of Christmas characters you're familiar with into a new concept, like a Planet Christmas, kind of just mashing them together and seeing what comes out of it. So that's really the main concept. Is and it's a fun thing to say, and it's just it seems like it could be the title of a Christmas thing. I didn't want to call it Santa Claus Adventures, because that's so been done before. So I wanted to maybe come up with a new name that people could associate with it, even though you don't directly think about Christmas when you think about the term alone. Maybe I could make. So I don't know. It's people have questioned me about the name of I'm sticking with it though. It's gonna say that.
I mean, you've already done one comic on it,
right?
So you kind of have to keep going with it.
Right. Exactly.
What are you gonna call it? Santa Claus the comic, the continuation of BRIC-A-BRAC.
Yeah.
That's a title.
It's like Prince, like changing the name.
This is Santa Claus the comic, formerly known as BRIC-A-BRAC. No. No, it was just like, I'm like, bric-a-brac. It just sounds like knickknacks, and it's just like, I've never actually heard the term before, so I'm like,
right.
What the hell is a bric-a-brac? I see he has bells and tinsel or mistletoe on there, but what is it? And I'm trying to Google search. I'm like, what the hell is a bric-a-brac?
Yeah, it is in a song. Really, the real inspiration comes from a song in The Nightmare Before Christmas, actually, where Jack sings. It's Jack's Lament, if you know that one, and it's like when he's kind of like trying to understand alone what Christmas means. It's before he tells the town about it, I think. And I just love that scene, and he says that, and it's like, oh well, I want to use that. I don't know why. It sounds like it could work.
Are you talking about when he's in his tower?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
yep.
So when he's going through all the Christmas stories and he's read these stories so many times, he knows the stories, he knows the rhymes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know. I do know it. It is. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas just for the fact that it is a Halloween and Christmas movie, so I get to watch it for like 3 months straight. No, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a perfect
take
movie.
It from me.
I love it. I love it so much. It's one of the best, and I just don't think they should ever make a sequel though. Which is, part of the reason, maybe a little bit, why I wanted to write this too, is because that Christmas world that's presented in that movie, I want to see what's beyond that in that Christmas world. Where are the beaches in this planet? Where are where's the other things in this world? And that's again kind of where this idea came from, kind of trying to expand what we know of Christmas mythology. It's not just the North Pole, it's more than that. And so that's kind of, again, where the idea also came from.
More than the North Pole, huh? No, I associate Christmas with, it's so cold.
Right.
Bright color lights. I love bright color lights. I think that's one of my favorite things about Christmas is I love the bright color lights. And Mom's like, are you going to turn off the lights in your windows at all? No.
No, never. You have to keep them on. You have to
keep them on. Amanda, it's the middle of the day. No one can see. I don't care. I can see them.
I love the lights. I love everything about it. There's even fruitcake, or I love a lot of the Christmas imagery. Just really cool.
So you don't know how to spell your last name as Hawk, and you like fruitcake, child. No. You're adorable and all, but no. Fruitcake.
I'm gonna make my own this year. We're gonna see how it goes. I might change. I don't really like it that much, but I'm gonna make my own and see how it goes.
So everybody associates a certain food with every holiday. What food do you associate Christmas with?
I would say like sugar cookies, or ham. I would say like sugar cookies or ham, or actually every Christmas Eve I go to this one restaurant with my family, and they serve perch. So I guess perch, which is weird. I don't know why, but that I guess I kind of associate Christmas with that too.
and for me, it's the cookies that we make. We make these chocolate chip walnuts, what we call chocolate snappers, which is an old family recipe, and we make peanut butter cookies.
Oh wow!
And it has to be made with Jif peanut butter. No other peanut butter works. Trust me. And that's what I associate that, and I think cheese ball. Like I have to have my cheese ball.
Yeah.
Like without those two things, because it's funny. It sounds like you said you go out for a dinner for Christmas Eve. When we were little, it doesn't happen anymore, but when we were little, all me and 15 of my siblings / cousins, so all 15 kids would go to my aunt's house. Wow. And we would spend the night there. We'd have tacos, and then we eat snacks until we basically passed out from a food coma.
That's awesome.
But for Christmas, a lot of people talk about their Christmas dinner. And you said ham, so I take it your family does a Christmas dinner?
Yeah, they do. I mean, yeah, I think I like ham. I like that kind of food, but my favorite, I would have to say, is the sweets. I mean, of course, the cookies, or I mean, you can't not.
I find it fascinating because until I was an adult, I never heard of a Christmas dinner. We never had Christmas dinner growing up. We had for Christmas, eat the junk food.
Right.
There may be sandwiches, like cold cuts to make sandwiches, but no, it's cookies and fudge and cheese ball and deviled egg. It's like all the snack foods you can imagine is there, and that's it. There is
Yeah.
no food other than, here, make a cold cut and make yourself a sandwich. I guess, I mean, you could go, a friend, like, we've made like meatballs in the crock pot, or we've made some wings on the side, but it's still not like ham or turkey or anything like people talk about. And I'm like, what the hell's a Christmas dinner? I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah, it's tradition is another thing too. People will always follow their tradition, so it's just I think it definitely varies.
Well, one, I have to say, I got to take a look at your Indiegogo that you have going on with BRIC-A-BRAC #2, A Fantasy Christmas Story.
Yes.
I love the fact that the place that it takes place is called Planet Christmas. So thank you for making me think that Santa is an alien.
Well, yeah. I mean, the idea is, again, kind of just to make a world that kind of exists on its own. Like, I wanted to kind of see what that's like, and without having us, the humans, to deal with. I wanted to see maybe what a whole planet just revolving around Christmas is, what that looks like. So yeah, he is an alien, though. There's no doubt.
No, I'm okay with that. Just I never went, Santa's an alien. Great.
Right.
It's bad enough Futurama made him a murderous robot, but now you've turned him into an alien. We're just going to keep taking Santa Claus and transforming him into other things as
Zombie.
we go. No Santa zombies, okay? I already, what is it? A Christmas Story? Is that not a Christmas? What's with the ghosts of past, present, future?
That is the Christmas Carol.
The Christmas Carol. I already read one of those where it's zombies. Okay, I'm good.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was published by Marvel. You can go find it somewhere. I actually have it in hardback. I don't even know where I got it. But so obviously, I'm going to be honest with everybody. I haven't read the comic. I've only seen the Kickstarter, and based off of that, give. Or not the Kickstarter, the Indiegogo. Sorry, I'm so used to Kickstarter. So just give. Can I has now. First off, I'm taking. So the two main characters are Garrett and Marie. Hush, phone. No, the main characters are Garrett and Marie. Is Garrett the Peter Pan looking boy?
Yes, he is. He's a 10-year-old boy. Yep. So he's the main character.
All right. Garrett looks like Peter Pan. I'm just saying. Now, is he from this world, or is he one of us?
No, he's from the world. There are human-looking people on the world. They're just isolated, sort of, on another. I mean, there's human people walking around all over the world, kind of like in Star Wars, where there's no real explanation for how it happens. How Luke Skywalker is a human, and there's all these other people. But it's kind of like that, where they just kind of exist. And but yeah, Garrett, he is a character who is 10 years old, and he kind of lives isolated on a planet, the Sugar Plum Fairies, a planet that they are an island that they kind of control. And so these kids, they're and they're kind of they're friends, and they kind of just live there and isolated from the rest of the world, because they are kind of trying to keep the secret that this war is going on from the kids. And so when that war directly affects them, because the Nutcrackers, who are the bad guys, take over that planet, or the island, then our character is forced to act. His friends are kidnapped. His mother figures are kidnapped, the Sugar Plum Fairies. So he has to find Father Christmas to make it to make everything right again. Because Father Christmas, he believes, supposedly has the magic to stop that from happening anymore. And
For
so,
you, America's Father Christmas is Santa. Okay.
right. Yeah. I just wanted to go with a more traditional name because
That was his name before Santa. A lot of
exactly.
people don't realize that.
And if we're trying to embody, I think on a Christmas world, the Santa Claus would be a little more like a mythical figure than maybe the commercial figure that we've made him on this world, on our planet,
Really,
in
I just
our.
thought he was a sponsor of Coke.
Yeah, this is not that one. This is the Santa that actually he's the greatest warrior on Planet Christmas.
Your Santa is beefy.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's the greatest
Brock
warrior.
Lesnar, boom. If you watch wrestling.
Yeah, he's definitely ripped, and he's a great warrior, and that's why Marie is involved, who you also mentioned. She's significantly older than Garrett, and she's guiding him on this journey to find Father Christmas, but her goal is different than his, where he thinks that Father Christmas can just snap it all away with his magic powers. She is really trying to find him to use him as an asset in the war. He could totally obliterate the Nutcrackers if he wanted to, but the issue is that he has no Christmas spirit left. So there's all these different things going on. That's kind of where our main character, Garrett, kind of falls in the fold here. He's trying to just find Father Christmas, and that's where we are with issue 2, and that's kind of how issue 1 starts.
And the reason why I wanted to ask this is because, again, like, I haven't read the comics yet, and he's very Peter Panish. Like, some kids like, nah, this is my Neverland. See ya. So it's just that kind of vibe. Like, yo, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, I mean,
I love. I mean, he's very recognizable, and he's so. Even though every character that I've seen, you've done these really cool quirks, and people like, I don't know. I still haven't figured out from the pictures yet who Chicken Boy is.
Yeah, Chicken. That is so the Ghosts of Christmas Past, Present, and Future are also in this book, and so that's them. And so they're the narrators of the book, but they're also they get involved in the story later. And so they're kind of represented here in a new way. Again, we're twisting things, making them look more modern, which I think is necessary because, I think that the classic versions of them have been kind of stuck in the Charles Dickens world for too long. And they need more character quirks. I mean, and like you said, Marvel has done different things, and DC has their own versions of the Christmas Carol. I mean, so many people have done versions of it, but I think the Ghosts of Christmas Past, Present, and Future, like, they've never been really, I don't know, just kind of updated. And so that's kind of my attempt to kind of update them in a way. But yeah, they're just fun characters. And they do get involved in the story.
Now that I see the picture where the three of them are together, obviously you know which one Future is.
Right. It's very, he's classic. Yeah.
You really can't change him too much.
No.
And then you have Chicken Boy and Prep Girl.
Yeah, so she's from the past. So we're kind of doing like, she's kind of supposed to be like 80s, kind of like she's wearing clothes from the 80s and stuff like that. And then the present is the Chicken Boy, who we'll kind of get into why he's wearing that costume when we find out more about him. But this is
the present, winter chicken dinner. Yeah, no.
Yes. Yeah, it's just a fun updated kind of. They're more comedic. And a lot of even in the silly, Marvel or DC stuff, they're very serious. Like, I just kind of want them to be more funny characters because they are funny. It's kind of, they can definitely be funny. I know they're trying to, show Scrooge a certain thing and make a certain point. But in this, our main character isn't someone who's a Scrooge. So it's just, we can see them kind of play around and have fun,
Main character.
Yeah.
I wanted to show off them. Of course, I'm gonna be honest. I never wore like anything like that in the '80s, but I get the reference of she's in the past. I do get it. I totally understand it, and I do think it's really cool. That you are putting all these things together. You see this really cool looking. I would call him a night elf from WoW.
Yes. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Him.
Yes. Jack Frost. That's Jack Frost.
That's Jack Frost. Okay. Then the other pictures, on there make a lot more sense now. I'm
Yeah.
like, what did he do to the night owl from WoW?
Yeah. Well, actually, I will give this away. Jack Frost kind of goes under a transformation.
Good show. Boom.
He's a more redemptive character. So we have Garrett, who's like the hopeful young kid. We have Marie, who's kind of like, I would say she's just kind of she has a different opinion. But Jack Frost is the redemptive character, where he has done some dark dealings in the past, and he's kind of started the war on accident, and invited some dangerous weapons into Planet Christmas on accident, and caused a lot of damage. So he's kind of been cursed to have this ice form, which is, as you see, the transformation here. So he's going through this kind of transformation into this really ugly Gollum character, and hence that's the cover. And he's a really cool character because that's a classic Christmas tale, is the redemptive character who eventually learns, it's okay.
But I'm going to be honest, that right there with him holding his flute as Iceman is probably one of the saddest. Like, you could just see his pain and anguish.
Yes.
Like, that is like the most like, really, you got to put a heartbreaking thing on your page? Really? Like, ow. That's so, ow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a children's story, but we do want to deal with an all ages. Like, I kind of equate it to like a Pixar movie where we kind of are trying to go with a serious-ish tone in some aspects. Like, there are characters who, have had dark pasts, and so and we were really inspired by the Rankin Bass movies. Me and my artist Raphael, and a lot of the other collaborators on the book, inspired by Rudolph and all those classic tales. But those are really kind of childish. Like, they have some good moments, but I think that we wanted to take the tone a step further than that, maybe a more all age audience instead of just children. So
I'm all ages. I still watch those.
Right. No, I mean, they're classic, but I think just more dramatic, and more of a fun story, maybe to be able to kind of have some room to have some more serious topics, or at least entertain the idea of serious topics,
And the thing is it's a different world from when those were made, or when I was a kid, or even when you were a kid. The world changes, and making sure that everything that you do reflects not only the past, the present, but the exact changes and what the future might hold, I think is really important for any creator.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I hope that this book, I hope that kids, I mean, my eventual goal is for kids to be able to read this on Christmas, or, on Christmas Eve, like we said, and to make it a tradition, because that's what it would mean the world to me, because I know reading certain books on Christmas Eve was something I love to do. And so that's really the intention of this book, is to make something that is a mainstay that people want to read, that's maybe a little bit more exciting than reading the poem the night before Christmas, where there's some action and there's some battles and stuff. It's a little more exciting than that old poem, which is still great on its own, but it's just,
and it's creepy because it has spiders.
Right.
Not happy with that. I mean, they're not like the Mandalorian spiders, but
no, they're not. But yeah, they are spiders, definitely. But it's just that's kind of more of the fantasy aspect we're trying to kind of involve too. So with all the extra Christmas stuff, and then we're also just adding dragons, and without really
the dragon.
There's not really a huge amount of explanation as to how those characters got there, or but the idea is to make a world that's just so fantasy that it doesn't really matter where they came from. It's just about embracing the fantasy. And I love that, those kind of stories that really don't try to explain everything to you about how this character got here, or there's a innocence to just having it exist. And so that's what we're going for.
And I think it's really cool because, like, here you have these guys, and there's penguins ice skating, and then there's this little elf, and then you have the gingerbread family, and then there's this snowman walking around, and then here comes this spider going, "Here, have some hot cocoa moo." I'm like, okay, it's a spider, and I get that,
Mhm.
And I'm creeped out because I don't think you guys understand my fear of spiders, but I might slightly be okay with the snow spider handing me hot cocoa moo.
Right. Yeah.
I'm I'm not
Yeah.
turning down hot cocoa moo.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's basically the idea is just to have a lot of fun fantasy characters and with no real serious explanation as to how they got there, which again, I think that's such a cool thing. I love when stories, I think with, The Hobbit or with The Lord of the Rings, they really try to explain how this character got here. And that's fantasy that it's in its own category. And that's great. But there is a nice innocence to kind of just not really explaining where it came from, just kind of presenting it. So
I really think it's kind of cool because, yes, you have Jack Frost, which poor Jack Frost has never done anything but that one animated show. Somebody give this man some love, okay? Other than, like, what was he in Guardians, but whatever.
Yeah, and then he did have his own movie, Rankin Bass movie, which is actually pretty good.
Are you the same one that the animated one where he becomes human for the girl and the girl ends up with somebody else, so he goes back to being Jack Frost? Yeah,
it's like 1979, and then he's in a movie with Frosty, but not a lot of love for him. No, he's always an antagonist.
He needs more. Besides that animated one from Rankin and Bass, dude, that song, it's just what I always wanted. It's perfectly right. It's just what I always wanted. A Christmas delight. Dude, seriously, give this guy some love. That has a killer song in it.
Yeah.
Give it. Plus that song really does embody, really being Christmas isn't, for anybody who hasn't seen it, sorry, spoilers. They open up the box and there's nothing in there. They pull it out and they pretend it's exactly what they wanted. It's the gift they always want. And then they put the lid back on it and they pass it over to the next person. Because it's about one thing and that's why I love the fact that you did this fantasy world. And I love the fact that, yes, there's these Christmas elements. I see things from the Nutcracker and from Santa Claus and Frosty the Snowman. And I see A Christmas Carol. But I also see these other elements of all these other things. And you just put a little Christmas spin to it. And it really embodies how do I put this? The togetherness that the holidays are really about. But also how in this world, diversity's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have a spider handing out hot cocoa moo with a gingerbread family walking around. You don't see them pitchforking each other. It's okay to live with diversity and different cultures and backgrounds. And I don't know if that's a message that you meant to say, but it does say it.
No, yeah, I mean, the world used to be, before the war, a really sublime place. It used to be a really perfect place. And so what happened is, it's, the Nutcrackers are kind of starting a war of resources, and it's forced actually more togetherness. And I think that it's just, you're right. I think I love having those characters because it does kind of show that diversity. And I agree.
Sorry, my co-host.
Aw, so cute.
Yeah, she's a pain in my butt. How are you even alive after I got her home last night from Thanksgiving? Now, I didn't, when I say I got home, I walked up the stairs from my mom's apartment. My mom lives underneath me. Obviously, with everything that's going on in the world, we didn't do Thanksgiving. It was just my mom and I, because I drive my mom to where she needs to go. I do the grocery shopping. So I see my mom every day. So it's kind of like we live together.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no worry about, one of us giving the other one, because when one of us has it, both of us are going to have it if we get it. But the winner was that one. Her belly was like 3 times the size it was supposed to be.
Wow.
She had deviled eggs and ham and turkey and green beans and mashed potatoes and you name it. She ate better than I did. I don't even know how she's walking. And then she looks at me this morning going, I'm hungry. No, you're not hungry. You're not going to be hungry for like 6 days.
Right.
You have dogfish sitting out if you're that hungry. There's no way. Absolutely not.
Right.
No. But yeah, that's my little fizz gig. Okay, so I have the most important question.
Yes.
The world needs to know this because obviously I'm promoting your Facebook page. On your Facebook page says that you're the bartender at the Moss Eisley's Cantina.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Neat story.
That's not. It's just a joke. But that would be amazing, right? That would be amazing.
I just wanted to know if you were. Dude, were you there? Did you see Han Solo shoot Greedo? Like, I really want to. Did you get it on camera? Can we have the footage? Just give it to me.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I honestly would love that. But there's a great book, Stories from the Mos Eisley Cantina. I don't know if you've heard of that book, but that's a fun one. If you've ever read it, I love like the early Star Wars kind of, and The Mandalorian, I think, hits at that kind of Star Wars that's very simplistic, super simple stories.
I know nothing of Star Wars, Ryan. Nothing.
Yeah, clearly. But yeah, I think that. But anyway, I wish I did, but maybe I don't, because I think everyone's really, really mean there, and it apparently is. What did he say? Ben Solo said something of villainy, filth, and villainy.
Okay, Obi-Wan comes up. Mos Eisley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. The next line that he says, "Must be cautious," was totally wrong, because if it was me, I'd be like, "Yo, check it out, it's Mos Eisley. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Let's go party, yo! Come on." Let's go.
Right. Yeah. No, my question is, in the Phantom Menace, are they? That's not Mos Eisley, right? It's like when the Qui-Gon takes everyone to that. Is it Mos Eisley, or it's in Tatooine? What?
It is on Tatooine.
Right, but it's not Mos Eisley.
What? It's town. Hold on.
I can't remember.
Mos Espa.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So it's probably like a surrounding. It's near Mos Eisley.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, it works for me. I thought Mos Eisley's would be really cool, and then I love the fact that when you get to Return of the Jedi, originally, not before we did special editions, originally, Jabba's palace really reflected, no, this is the hive of scum and villainy. Then somebody who had this great idea, because it's his property, threw in this music number in there, and it went from a place that you're like, I got to break in here, to, hey, I got $5. It's ladies' night, right? Cool.
Yeah.
We good? I can get in, right? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I never actually saw the original, but I mean, I like the song, but it's just awkward. I mean, I don't like the music video involved. It feels like it's the holiday special. Yeah.
Have you seen the new holiday special?
I mean, it's on YouTube. I mean, a little bit of it, not the whole thing, but yeah. I mean, I've seen the performances and all of that kind of thing.
But have you seen the new one, the Lego one that they came out with?
I would like to see it. I'd like to see it, probably.
There's a Lego one out. It's streaming on Disney Plus. I'm gonna be one of the few people who go, I love the original holiday special, and I watch it every year. I watch it twice a year. I watch it on November 19th, which is Life Day, and then we do a drinking game on Christmas where we watch it, and every time somebody's like, "What the?" Take a drink.
There's so many moments, like when with the robot with the chopping, and and then there's the Wookiee falling off the. There's just a lot of weird, questionable things in that movie. Just
always remember, this came out a year after the movie. No one knew the movie was going to be as big as it was. The movie came out in May. And so it wasn't even a full year. It was April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. They had 8 months to put this together. And you could tell, like, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher's like, oi.
Yeah, they don't look good. But I think that it's been copied so many times, and I think that the footage is downgraded quite significantly. Like, because like you can hardly see it. You can hardly like see what's going on in some of the scenes. But it's a thing. I mean, they tried. Maybe
they tried. And it's sad that you get the graded quality, because I just recorded it off of the TV when I was little, so yeah. Got it.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, there's the Boba Fett thing, which I think people remember it the most. Yeah.
That's why. It's that cartoon, because it was the first time we met Boba Fett and we're like, yo, him.
Yeah,
Boy.
it's the reason why no one can forget it, I feel like. I mean, obviously it's kind of bad, but also, or maybe good in some ways. But I think that's the reason why people keep coming back to it. It's like, well, Boba Fett is cool and he came from there, so.
And B. Arthur from the Golden Girls sings in it, so there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what other things are in it. Yeah, the chopping thing I remember. The weird and like they're just like Star Wars advertisements. It's so odd. And then
Paul watching the porn. I'm sorry, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like going into the virtual world.
The Wookiees talking, but you get no idea what's going on because there's no subtitles. You're like, can I at least get a protocol droid to translate something?
Right.
Something. Come on.
I always wanted to know what Chewbacca is saying. Like there should be. I wish there was. I mean, why does no one else? I mean, other than like C-3PO, who else knows what Chewbacca is saying? Is it just
Han?
That's it? It's just so weird. Like, I want someone else. I mean, obviously Chewbacca.
Well, eventually Luke and Leia, because of the Force, understand what he's saying.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Is that in the novels or is it in the actual canon?
If you really start paying attention in the original trilogy, you'll the original 3 stories. Not it doesn't matter, special edition or whatever. Luke will start talking to Chewie.
Oh, okay.
And then with Leia, it's in the novelizations that they've taken a lot of the ideas that they did the new movies with, and like where Admiral Thrawn came from. It's called Timothy Zahn's Rise of the Empire.
Yeah, I've read that. I've the first one, and I'm getting through. Actually, I just started reading Jedi Academy, Kevin Anderson. It's pretty good so far. I love the Star Wars novelizations things. Those are so good.
I'm so old school, and I even understand that Timothy Zahn's redoing his trilogy and stuff, but you're just not going to take the original that original book trilogy from me, because Disney done messed up and made Luke kissing Leia the only girl action that he gets. No, give him the hot redhead. Please give him Mara Jade. Just which is so funny because if you actually read that trilogy, it's so reflective of certain leaderships in the world, because you find out one of the reasons you never saw females in the Empire is because Palpatine's like, no, women are beneath men. And find out that the reason why you don't Grand Admiral Thrawn was in the outer rim was because no aliens, because they're beneath him.
Wow.
Those alien species need to be eradicated.
Right. There's a lot of politics in Star Wars, definitely. And in the prequels as well. I think even more.
Okay, yeah. Well, the prequels. Hey, trade. I'm sorry, what? Is this the Galaxy Far, Far Away CNN special? What am I watching here?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I see all these other ones. War, time of peril. Look, it's a trade federation. You lost something.
Right. No, it's weird. The whole Phantom Menace. I like 3, Star Wars 3. I like a lot of parts of 2. I mean, obviously there's some goofy parts, but I like the prequels. I do. I mean,
a lot of people do. I don't even like them as movies, let alone Star Wars movies. And it makes no sense because you have these phenomenal people, Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson and Natalie Portman. These people can act their asses off. I'm sorry, they can. And it's like, no. Can you redo that take, but act like you have no feeling whatsoever and no personality? Great, that's perfect.
Yeah.
What? No. I mean, and each one does have its highlights. Obviously, the pod racing and the Darth Maul scenes are epic in one. Actually, I would have to say I like the lights of all of the 3 of them. The Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon is actually, to me, better than the other ones because you have Yoda jumping around like Kermit the Frog on crack.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
The CGI is killing me.
And like screaming too.
And then
like runs and stuff.
And then the third one where everybody's like, "Oh no, Anakin versus Obi-Wan's the greatest." To me, It looks like a choreographed dance and not a lightsaber fight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Like that scene where they're just like, look, we get it. You can handle your lightsabers. Are either of you two gonna fight?
Yeah, or when they do the push, when they're like putting like the force, it's so dorky. Yeah. I love the General Grievous fight though. I think that's fun. That's my favorite. I think of the prequels, that's my favorite one, even though it's really short-lived. General Grievous is a great character. He should have come back.
He's terrifying when he does that.
Yeah.
No, step on. I'm just gonna go this way. We cool? Yeah. You right here. Just take the lightsaber. I'm good. I'm out. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Catch you later.
Yeah.
And then the Yoda versus Palpatine. I was like, what's this? I was like, again, the CGI, it's killing me. And don't get me wrong, CGI is a great thing and can be used correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you oversaturate it, the cracks come through. Kind of like when you in today's day and age, if you only use the animatronics, puppetry, stuff like that, the cracks start to seep through.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find that nice little in between.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Yoda's gonna kick. I was like, how is this gonna work? Yoda's not gonna win. So that's not going to work for me. And as soon as Palpatine starts throwing literally the Senate at him, Yoda's like, oh, he's throwing the Senate at me. I'm out. I got to go to Dagobah.
Yeah. No, it's weird how 3, it just like tries to awkwardly.
It tried too hard.
It tried to. I mean, it's still, I think, the best of all of the prequels, though. But still, it did try too hard. But yeah, I think, again, I know we're all going kind of off on a tangent, but like, I think the prequels have really, the thing that's the most important thing about them is what they've done for cartoons and video games and novels. And
the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. And not only the one with the newer one, but the one with Genndy Tartakovsky, so the Jack is just as good or better. And so,
I think it's better, but still.
Yeah, but it's shorter, so it's not really fair to compare.
Right, but still, it's still fantastic, and and then the Clone Wars themselves. Like, the worst thing the Clone Wars really did was when they were like, "Here, we're gonna promote the Clone Wars with this movie that has Jabba's son in it."
Yeah,
we're good.
I like the movie, but I don't know. It was I didn't realize. So it started before, because that's how they met, right? It's how they met. Ahsoka and Anakin met. And then they actually go. Isn't there an episode where they actually go like it's a prequel to that movie? They go back to.
I think the first season of the Clone Wars is out of whack, and I think you gotta get to like the halfway through the second season before then they start showing you everything in sequence, and you're kind of lost at first. They actually have a list of which ones you're supposed to watch where,
right?
Because it's totally out of whack. But once it got it to its kick, man. When a cartoon makes me cry, when that whole Obi-Wan, Mandalorian, and Duchess Satine,
it was sad when she dies. Yeah,
I was like,
and to think that Darth Maul did it too, it's like, or was it Savage, or what is his name?
No, it was Maul who did it.
Yeah,
he was taking over Mandalore,
right
at the time, and just to know that, and again, sorry people, they're spoilers. You should have already watched this shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 10 years ago at this point.
But that moment when Obi-Wan looks at Satine and goes, "I would have left the order for you. All you had to do is say the word." You're just like, oh,
yeah. That's so sad.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, again, like, you're right, because it does like give Obi-Wan that personality that he was lacking in the movies, and that depth that he was lacking in the movies. He needed that romance to really give him more character.
It really in-depth him, because you watch the first one and you find out Obi-Wan is a little smart mouth. Well, Master, you were right. The negotiations were short. Okay.
Yeah,
10 has a little bit of Anakin in him. Got it.
right.
Which explains why they get along, which is why he understands it. But that's all that you really get out of that. When you
Mm,
get into the Clone Wars and you see Obi-Wan actually still struggling when it comes to Satine and his feelings and trying to hold back, and you see the anger and he's trying to hold it back, and you see him struggle, and then you watch Anakin struggle and watch how the two are completely opposite in struggling with their stuff, where Obi-Wan actually pushes it down and he holds it and he does everything in his power, where Anakin's like, no, I will kill you all.
right.
It's such it, and it also helps, that whole because everybody's like, well, why is Anakin's clothes so dark? Oh, because he's going to the dark side. Here in the Clone Wars, it really reflects their personalities.
Mhm. Oh yeah, it's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no, I love the Clone Wars. I love Star Wars, definitely, and I don't care. I mean, I like the new movies too, so I like them. And maybe that's another thing. But I think they're okay. If they followed the novelizations of things, it would have
I
been
think
better.
the novelization would have been better. Where it falls is they don't feel coherent. That's one thing that whether you like or hate the prequels, everyone can agree that the prequels feel like a trilogy. These new ones don't feel like a trilogy.
Right.
So, taking away a director and moving him and going, okay, so we're gonna have J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson. Oh, well, nobody liked his stuff, so let's bring back J.J. J.J. doesn't capitalize on Ryan's stuff, so he just goes back to what he was. No, 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 no. It doesn't feel coherent. I liked The Force Awakens. They decided to take it in a different direction. I was okay with that.
Me too.
By the time I get to the Rise of Skywalker, and it's like, oh, she's Palpatine's oh, no one wants to think of Palpatine boinking
Right.
ever.
Right. Well, I mean, he wasn't he like she was a clone then, right? Or was it that I don't know. I didn't see Rise of Skywalker, so
He's a clone. Snoke was one of his clones. There's a bunch of Snoke clones
yeah,
everywhere.
it's just too complicated. It gets way too complicated.
They're like, oh, let's take bits and pieces of this amazing trilogy and we'll take the best pieces out of it, but you pulled all the trump cards, but you didn't play them right, and you failed.
Yeah.
And so now, no.
I don't know. It's just like that, but I think the CGI and everything like you were talking about before, I think the new movies do have a good balance of it though.
JJ did an amazing job, especially in The Force Awakens, with bringing back the old school. We have to go to a location. We're using costumes. We're using animatronics. We're going to use a little bit of green screen, blue screens, and CGI and mesh it all. He's really good at that. You can see that in his Star Trek movies.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the only person that I see that's really effortlessly in doing that like him is Steven Spielberg. And this was back in the old days when Jurassic Park just came out and how he did the same thing. Yeah, the cracks show now, but it's been how many years?
Right, like 25 almost.
There was nobody looking at the cracks in the walls when the T-Rex came out going, Everybody's doing this. Oh my God, it's a T-Rex. That's all anybody was caring about.
Right. Yeah, it still has the same impact. Right.
Even though everybody still goes, so how did the T-Rex walk up and over? Because there's a cliff there. How'd that work? I still love that. That's still one of my favorite things.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, sure. You just got bouncy springs in your feet. Whatever. No. Yeah, but again, when it's done right, it's done right. And other things that are done right, I'd have to say BRIC-A-BRAC is done right.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
You like that segue? That was good. Yeah.
That was good. That was really good.
I'll take my check now. No. No. Bringing back to BRIC-A-BRAC. It's imaginative. And even though it's been inspired by other things, it's very imaginative and it really works. To be able to take all these different things. And you've got, I mean, you got me going, what's this? What's that? That's cool. Who's this character? I don't know, and I really, really like it. It's just, and the art style is polished yet playful. So big shout out to your boy, Raphael?
Yes, Raphael Sam. Yep.
I'm sorry. You never know with a name if it's right or wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. It's
I'm
you
like,
never know.
you can see my face, Raphael. But no, it's beautiful. It's playful. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And this is on Indiegogo right now.
Yep, it is. Yep.
You're at 3,916 with a fixed goal of 5,200.
Yes. Hopefully we make it. I hope we do.
I'm hoping you do too.
Yeah.
Donate BRIC-A-BRAC to the Boys and Girls Club. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a new perk we're doing where you can donate 4 books to the Boys and Girls Club chapter of your choice. Mm-hmm.
And guys, yeah, I know how much people loved being characters and stuff. Obviously, the creative character's gone, but there's still a become an elf in the story.
Right.
It's only $95. I'm letting you know this right now. Plus, I love the fact that right now, like, you have like this discount, so like it's 52% off.
Right. Yeah. That one is Yeah, the 50s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, hi, welcome. Come have a sale. And I'm not kidding, guys. Let me show you this. There's actually a sale going on. Look at it right there. Sales. Sales. Oh, wow. Didn't we just mention that name? But no, it's beautiful. I do want to ask one thing. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm so used to everybody having this up on Kickstarter. What made you choose as a creator, so other people can understand this? What made you choose Indiegogo versus doing a Kickstarter?
Yes. So this campaign we've actually failed several times. So I've tried Indiegogo, then back on Kickstarter where we failed, and then back on Indiegogo. So ultimately, it's just about where I end up funding the thing. That's really all that matters to me. There's no real preference. I mean, maybe at the beginning there was some theory, but not anymore. It just happens to be Indiegogo that we landed on. But I would say that Indiegogo has you do get the ability to extend your campaign if you don't succeed by your the date that you set out to succeed by, and it also allows you to make kind of like a store once you succeed, called In Demand, so you can still continually sell your product after you fund it. Whereas Kickstarter, it's done once
it's done, it's done.
Exactly. So you can't say, oh, I want to buy this, it's done. So in a way, it is kind of it gives you more tools. So I do like that idea, but ultimately I would use either platform. It doesn't really, the preference doesn't, I have no preference.
All right, cool. So guys, seriously, this has 13 days left, and we're streaming this right now on the 27th over on Twitch. So it'll be coming over to YouTube in a couple of days. You'll probably have about 11 to 10 days once this hits YouTube to be able to go off and back this. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for something, especially in where we're at now, because Christmas is going to be a lot like Thanksgiving, guys. I'm sorry, it really is. Unlike, especially here in America, we're behind everybody else taking care of what needs to be taken care of so we can start having our families together again. This would be a great gift for anybody in your family, obviously kids. On top of that, if you just want something that makes you feel good, I think this is going to be something that you could really get behind. I strongly suggest picking this up because it has the new age stuff. It's beautifully drawn, but there's enough in there to make you feel nostalgic for watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's enough sass for the Garfield Christmas special. And there's that nostalgia of the Peanuts Christmas, Charlie Brown's Christmas. It's going to bring back memories. It's going to make you feel good. And even though an actual snow spider is not going to bring you a hot cup of cocoa moo, I think sitting down with this comic and a hot cup of cocoa moo are going to be a perfect match.
Yes, I agree.
So, of course, as always, where can they find you, Ryan, on social media?
So, yeah, I'm on Facebook. I am with my name. I'm on Twitter at Haack_pro. I don't use Twitter that much, but I use Instagram too, Ryan Haack _98. And so,
hold on, because I did not find you.
Yeah.
Instagram, and you're at what? Ryan Haack?
_98. Mm-hmm.
I want it in the chat that way.
Awesome.
See, with Twitch, the chat will come back up, but I also want it up here on the screen so when it goes to YouTube, they'll still be able to see this stuff as well.
Exactly.
And again, guys, here's the Kickstarter. Here's the whole link if you really want to write it down, or you can just go to Indiegogo and you can actually type in Ryan Haack or BRIC-A-BRAC, and it's going to come up.
Absolutely.
I know this is the second issue. Is there any way to get the first issue?
Yes, there is a bundle where you can get the first issue, the second issue, physical and digital, a bookmark, an exclusive print, and you can get that all for $20 to $24. So that's
24.
like 60 pages of content plus some extra goodies that are exclusive, and that's the featured perk. So that's the most popular one. So if you don't know anything about the series, you should go for that one, I would say.
All right. And on that note, Ryan, thank you so much for reaching. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. It was a blast talking about Star Wars. Getting my feelings about the prequels out finally. I'm willing to talk to me about how I think they're actually okay.
Ryan, if you ever want to join me, and because we do a lot of Star Wars specials over here, because Amanda's watches something and goes, "Oh no, they didn't." A lot sometimes, and then sometimes Amanda goes, "Oh my gosh!" Like right now, with Mandalorian, I don't know how many times I've gone, "Oh my gosh, Bob, look, it's the astromech droid with the bad motivator from the first movie." My mom's like, "What? Never mind, Mom. Just go sit over there." But thank you so much.
No
I had
problem.
a lot of fun. Yeah. I love being able. I get to talk holidays, and nobody can say nothing because it's associated with it. Yay!
Right. Exactly. It's a blast.
So, and of course, guys, if you want to learn more about AGP, follow us over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Everything is Amanda Gilliam Presents. Remember, Gilliam is spelled like William, but with a G instead of a W, except for Twitter, which is Amanda G Presents. Also, if you're following us over on YouTube, please subscribe, ring the bell for notification, give thumbs up. It helps out the channel so you can find our content easier. And here on Twitch, please follow or subscribe. Remember, if you're a subscriber, you'll get to watch this content ad-free. You get emotes, you get badges, and we thank you guys so much for everything that you do. Don't forget, Amazon Prime members, you can subscribe for free by linking it to your Twitch account. And of course, we're going to do more holiday stuff because they're coming, and we know everybody needs to feel good. And on that note, we love you all. You're a great community. Thanks, Ryan, for stopping by, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.